Chapter 794, A Girl's Truth and a Monster Librarian. At Gotham Royal York in home ed class, we were having an awesome project. Our project was to make delicious cakes. But something was wrong. Our cakes ended up becoming disgustingly sweet. At first everyone thought that they added too much sugar in the cakes. But we tried again. Me, okay, add 3 cups of flour. Very, okay. Very did so. Lori, add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Lori added said ingredient. Nico, 2 eggs. Nico cracked the eggs and put them in a bowl. Maria was working all by herself. Maria, I wish I could be in many places at once. Gets an idea, hey. Maybe I can. Maria pulled out the Ring of the 9 Dragons. Omi, please be careful of the Ring of 9 Dragons. The first time I tried it, I couldn't control it. Maria, but now that you guys told me, I know what not to do. Maria put it on her left middle finger. Maria, I'll start with 4 of me. Ring of the 9 Dragons. The ring glowed and Maria had 4 clones of herself appear. One was her happiness, the second was her shyness, the third was her paranoia and the 4th one was her braveness. Paranoid Maria was hiding under the table in fear. Teresa, I think paranoid Maria is from the feelings she had when she was still in the meta breed. Francis, I know. She was really paranoid about people making her an outcast during that time. Me, no kidding. Shyness Maria here is really shy. Shy Maria, I'm scared of these guys. Me, it's all right. No one is gonna hurt you. Happy Maria, hugs Horsa tightly. I'm glad to have a Pokemon like you, Horsa. Horsa, me too. Very, happy Maria is so happy. Brave Maria, let's kill all those bad guys. Armada Cyclonus, sees Brave Maria, I like this one. Maria was in control and she had them get different ingredients for her cake and she got it done. Me, that's very clever. Lori, it sure is. She literally can get the job done that fast with that many. Me, she sure can. Then I sensed a Clow card in the room. Me, in my head, I sense a Clow card here in this room. It's got to be the reason why the cakes all turned out too sweet. The bell rang and it was time for lunch. Very, aren't you coming, JD? Me, you guys go ahead. I'll catch up later. They left. I was looking around and my phone rang. Me, answers, hello? Kuro, JD, it's Kuro. It might be the sweet card that's making the cakes too sweet. Me, the sweet card? Kuro, yeah. It's attracted to sweet foods. But it makes them too sweet. It's not a very dangerous card, but it can be very tricky to capture. Me, boy, that's what I call a card with a majorly overzealous sweet tooth. Pun intended. I'll find and capture it. Hangs up. I put up a magical barrier in the room to prevent it from escaping. Me, I got to get this card or else everyone will get fat and diabetic. I saw something in the oven with our cake. Me, there's something in the oven. I saw the sweet card in the oven with our cake and it was sprinkling something on it. Sweet's visible form is a small, wingless fairy with afro-like hair resembling cotton candy. She wears a yellow dress with a similar cotton candy puff shape. Her dress and hair are decorated with blue, sugary, star candy called Kontinuum. Me, she's sprinkling some form of magical sugar on the cake. That's why the cakes turned out sweet. Let me think here. I then got an idea. Me, bingo. The opposite of sweet is salty. I grabbed a bag of salt and poured it into a bowl and I opened the oven door and out went the sweet card and I caught up with it and dumped salt onto it. It shook it off and I grabbed it. Me, gotcha. Return to your power confined. Sweet card. I held out my hand and made an energy card and it was sucked into it and it turned into a card. It was the sweet card. I had the card and put my name on it. Me, this card has one amazing sweet tooth. Rimshot. I have a feeling our cakes will turn out all right now. I cleaned up the salt on the floor and went to the cafeteria. Our cakes were done and it was time to taste them. The cakes turned out better than the last time and they were delicious. I brought some home for us and we all loved them. Sakura Avalon, so you caught the sweet card, JD? Me? I sure did. It was the reason why all the cakes turned out sweet. Sakura Avalon, the same thing happened to our cakes in home ed class and they were too sweet. Me? Boy. Talk about a sense of deja vu. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Later that day we were deciding which should be the next target of the Goosebumps Monster Busters. We then saw Vain Maria. She was admiring herself in the mirror. Vain Maria, I look so beautiful. Intelligent Maria was sitting by me and she was reading a book on advanced quantum physics. Me? Wow. Advanced quantum physics? That's way too powerful knowledge for me. Nico, that sounds more like something Lisa would study. Intelligent Maria, indeed she would. The neurological capacity of the brain can only understand so much of the fields of an subject. Me? Head hurts? Wow. That is too complicated for me. But that is true. Perfect Maria was cleaning the house. Me? Perfect Maria is quite the organizer and perfectionist. Maria? Yeah, that happens. Lazy Maria was laying on the couch and she was eating junk food. Lazy Maria? Belch. Affectionate Maria was kissing William all over the place. Me? Looks like affectionate Maria loves William. Maria? Even though she is part of me, I'm still getting jealous. We laughed. Me? Oh come on Maria. I think it's really cute. Nico? I do too. Me? How about we go after the mutant? Nico? No. Let's save him for another time. Me? Okay. Nico? Suddenly there was a crash. Crash. Me? Uh-oh. Nico, it came from Mr. Avalon's office. We went into his office and we saw him in the floor rubbing his head and books fell on him and were all over the floor. Me? Are you all right Mr. Avalon? Mr. Avalon? Yeah. Nico, you slip out of your chair? Mr. Avalon, I think so. I helped him up. Mr. Avalon, thanks JD. Me, you're welcome Mr. Avalon. But you got to be careful. You could fall over and break your neck. Mr. Avalon, I know. But something is wrong with that chair. Me? I look at the chair and I saw that a wheel is wobbly and broken. Me? Aha. This wheel right here is busted. I think you need a new chair. Nico was picking up some books and then he got an idea. Nico, that's it. I have an idea. I think I found our next target. Let's go after Mr. Mortman next JD. Me, that's a great idea Nico. From the book The Girl That Cried Monster. Nico, yep. And Mr. Mortman is a monster. Me, and they don't believe Lucy Dark in that one. But if they don't believe her, they will believe us. And I can sense that Lucy Dark's parents didn't devour Mr. Mortman in that Canadian town. Alright then, Mr. Mortman it is. I read the book but I don't know what he looks like in monster form. Nico, oh you will hate his guts JD. He is really ugly. Me, nothing is more ugly and terrifying than the necromorphs. Nico, that's true. I gathered everyone together. Lori, so our next target is Mr. Mortman from the book The Girl That Cried Monster? Me, yep. Let's see what it says about him. I pulled up what it said about him. Mr. Mortman is the Timberland Falls Librarian. At the library, Mr. Mortman leads a reading program called the Reading Rangers. Mr. Mortman tries to encourage Lucy Dark to read more classic literature, but the only book she's interested in is monster books like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. She asks whether White Fang is about a monster and she also asks if Anne of Green Gables has any monsters in it. One rainy summer evening, Lucy leaves the library and realizes she forgot her roller blades. She goes back to the library after it has closed and while hiding sees Mr. Mortman reaching into his desk to procure some flies to feed to his pet turtles, which he keeps in a metal pan on his desk at all times. Lucy sees Mr. Mortman's head swell up, his eyes bulge out, and his mouth turn into a gaping black maw. Lucy leaves in a hurry and forgets her roller blades again, and so she heads back to get her roller blades, but then the door is locked. 1 week later, she returns to the library and after Mr. Mortman gives her a new book for the reading club, she hides in the stacks to catch Mr. Mortman in the act. After he escorts everyone out of the building, Mr. Mortman locks the door. Lucy says to herself, "This is boring." Then Mr. Mortman turns into a monster again. Then he eats some flies again. Then he picks up a turtle, chews up the shell, and swallows it. Lucy barely made it out of the library. Later on, Mr. Mortman kindly returns Lucy's book bag, which she had left in the library. He asks if she had stayed behind after he closed up, but she says no. He bids her farewell, as her mother pulls up in the driveway. Lucy again hides in the library, alone, waiting for Mr. Mortman to change into a monster. Except this time, she has brought a camera to snap his picture. Once Mr. Mortman transforms into a monster again, Lucy takes his picture, but forgets about the flash and Mr. Mortman flies into a rage. There is a chase scene and Lucy escapes the library one more time. After dinner, Lucy races to the 1-hour photo joint to pick up her picture of Mr. Mortman. Except the photograph shows an empty desk in the library as Mr. Mortman did not show up in the picture at all. Lucy and Aaron tail Mr. Mortman from the library to his house. Lucy peeks through the living room window just in time to see Mr. Mortman indulge in a series of grotesque meals. First, he takes a big handful of fish from his aquarium and shoves them into his mouth. Then, Mr. Mortman chews up an entire snail, shell, and all. Following that, he slurps up an entire eel like a spaghetti strand. Lucy tries to get Aaron to come peek in the window, but he is off looking for a ladder to see into Mr. Mortman's house better. Lucy loses her balance and falls from the window. Aaron runs away from the house as Mr. Mortman exits the house and picks her up off the ground. Lucy makes up a story about how she was just there to tell him she would not be at the Reading Rangers meeting the next day. He offers to let her inside so she can call her parents for a ride home, but she does not want to go inside. Forced to attend her meeting with Mr. Mortman upon her parents not letting her quit the Reading Rangers, Lucy braves the rain and returns to the library. Before he starts the meeting, Mr. Mortman gets up and locks the door. He tells her he can't let her leave. He starts to make his move towards her when she leaps up and attempts to escape. It seems dire, but then she comes up with the bright idea of tearing out a drawer of the card catalog, spilling the contents on the ground. Mr. Mortman, though still a monster, is also a librarian and he stops his pursuit of Lucy to organize the cards. Lucy runs out into freedom. She also runs out into Aaron, who had been hiding in the library. Turns out he saw Mr. Mortman turn into a monster and is willing to tell her parents. Lucy and Aaron tell Lucy's parents about Mr. Mortman and they respond with, "Well, I guess we have to invite him to dinner." A few nights later, Mr. Mortman shows up for dinner. The family makes polite small talk with the librarian, who eventually inquires as to what is for dinner and asks the father to repeat himself. The father says, "You are." Again, and he starts getting scared. Then Lucy's parents, who are monsters themselves. Lucy's parents then eat Mr. Mortman alive off-screen as their children cheer with joy. "Me, he sure looks like a normal person on the outside. Let's see what his monster form looks like." We saw his monster form and it was the ugliest thing we have ever seen. We gasped and some of us screamed. "Me, what in the 9 fucking levels of hell? Lainey, that is the ugliest guy ever." "Me, the necromorphs are more terrifying than him." Kate L, "Same with the thing." Vince, "Under that human exterior is an ugly monster." Carol, "That is totally disgusting." Alicia, "The necromorphs were even more horrifying." Susie, "No kidding." Me, "Just what I was thinking." But I don't think the necromorphs would want to eat him for dinner. Then a beam of light appeared and through a portal came a woman with black hair and she had a Japanese-style black outfit. It was my friend Rukia Kukaki of the Soul Society. Me, Rukia. Rukia, JD. We hugged. Me, it's great to see you again. Rukia, same here JD. We heard about everything that's been going on. Lori, who is this JD? Me, oh I apologize guys. This is my friend Rukia Kukaki. She is a member of the Soul Society, an organization that maintains the balance between the lands of the living and the dead. Rukia, it's an honor to meet all of you Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Nico, same here Rukia. Me, we have so much to tell you. We revealed all of our adventures and more and we told her about how we encountered the necromorphs and she was amazed. Rukia, wow. You guys have done it all. But what really shocks me is that you encountered the necromorphs. I thought they died out 65 million years ago. Me, well somehow they returned and now they pose a tremendous danger to every living thing in the entire universe. But not only that, we have the remnants of Xehanort to clean up in 47,000 galaxies across the universe. Rukia, Xehanort was indeed the worst and he did try to destroy the entire universe. But I'm glad you're trying to get rid of him. Even though you all killed him, his evil still is a dangerous force to be feared. Lainey, thanks Rukia and yes. But we have to be ready for anything. Carol, yeah. Rachel SD, that's right. We are always ready for it all. Me, you got that right Ratch. We're about to head out to the town of Timberland Falls in Manitoba, Canada to kill Mr. Mortman. Rukia, that's great. He's on the Soul Society's hit list and we've been after him for a long time. If we don't stop him, all the monsters in Timberland Falls are gonna be run out of the town. Me, then we better get over there. Team Loud Phoenix Storm, let's fly. We were off to Timberland Falls, Manitoba, Canada. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Timberland Falls, Manitoba, Canada. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We arrived in Timberland Falls, Manitoba. It was a beautiful town. Me, wow. So this is Timberland Falls. Naruto, it sure looks like a kind of place anyone would visit. Me, and it's also a place where humans and monsters coexist without humans even knowing about it. Naruto, it reminds me of Yokai Academy. Misery, it does have those similarities. Kurumu, it does remind me of that. Yukari, I know. Red alert, British accent, we have to find Lucy Dark. Me, right. We went into the town and it was an amazing town. We were by the dark house and we found Lucy Dark sitting on the porch. Red alert, are you Lucy Dark? Lucy Dark saw us. Lucy Dark, oh wow. Team Loud Phoenix Storm. It's such an honor to meet all of you. Me, you too Lucy. We're actually here to kill Mr. Mortman. Lucy Dark, great. I'm glad. I noticed that Lucy Dark had fangs. Me, are you a vampire? Lucy Dark, I sure am. My mom is a werewolf and my dad is an ogre. Nico, wow. That is so cool. Starfire, it sure is. Me, let's talk to your parents first before we do anything. Lucy Dark, okay. In the Dark residence we were introduced to Lucy Dark's parents. Mrs. Dark, so you're all here to help us finish what we started? Me, we sure are Mrs. Dark. Demolisher, we don't mind you two being monsters. As long as you don't cause any trouble. Mr. Dark, don't worry. We don't cause trouble. We keep our true forms hidden so that we don't scare the people of town and cause them to run us out of town. Nico, that's a good idea. Me, that's very similar to what goes on at Yokai Academy. Mocha, it sure is. Mrs. Dark, what's Yokai Academy? Me, it's a special academy for monsters. A lot of people from all the myths around the world that we know went there. Kurumu, that's right. I'm a succubus. Misery, I'm a snow woman. Mocha, I'm a vampire. Phoenikusu, I'm a phoenix. Lilith, I'm a fairy. Tamao, I'm a mermaid. Kaido, I'm a Joragumo, a spider woman. Me and Naruto attended and we helped the school as it was under constant turmoil by the Public Safety Committee and it was a nightmare. Mrs. Dark, that's horrible. I know. Mr. Dark, and some of you are aliens, right? Nico, that's right. I'm a scion from the planet Vegeta. Starfire, me and my sister Blackfire here are from the planet Tamaran. Mrs. Dark, wow. That's amazing. It is. And some of us are hybrids of different aliens from all over the galaxy. Ben, I have the ability to transform into different aliens with the Omnitrix. Yep. But anyway, we're wasting time here. Let's get Mr. Mortman. We set out for the library. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were at the library. Shy Maria was going into the library and get Mr. Mortman to transform. Mr. Mortman, hello, Ms. Rockle. What brings you here? Shy Maria, I am here to check out a book. Mr. Mortman, wait. There's something not right about you. Mr. Mortman then transformed into his monster form. We bursted in with a massive fiery explosion and a phoenix cry was heard and we threw him outside and we were facing him in all his grossness. Mr. Eugene Mortman. You are just as ugly and fucked up as we have read and seen. Mr. Mortman, you have a lot of nerve coming here and bringing me out like this, JD. I should kill you right now. You are just as fucked up as the 9 levels of fucking hell in its entirety. Mr. Mortman, you will pay for talking to me this way. And I show no remorse for doing so. Mortman, wait. How are there 10 of you, Rockle? None of your bulletin. Maria, I'm trying out a new Shen Gong Wu. Lincoln, seriously? You're just explaining it to him? Maria, oh, come in. He's gonna die anyway. So I might as well tell him. Good point. Rukia, Eugene Mortman, in the name of the Soul Society, you are hereby sentenced to death for your crimes against the world of the living. And we're going to let some people we know finish what they started. Let's power up and take him down. We transformed and powered up. But Mortman wasn't alone. With him was a blue dog with red eyes, black hair, a black crown, bat wings, and a skull tail. It was Auntie Sparky. After seeing how much happiness Sparky brought to the Turner family, Foop decided to replace Sparky with Auntie Sparky in order to make them miserable. During his stay with the Turner family, Auntie Sparky constantly harassed them, destroying Mr. Turner's new grill, signing up Timmy to pick up trash, and injuring Mrs. Turner, causing her to have to stay in a full-body cast. He also harassed Foop, warning him to not look them in the eye or raise his voice and constantly threatened him. Once Foop finally gained the courage to speak up to Auntie Sparky, he retaliated by eating him. Later, when Timmy found out he wasn't the real Sparky, Cosmo kicked him, causing him to throw up Foop, a family of 3, and their wands that he had eaten earlier. They soon poofed him back to Anti-Fairy World while Foop was punished for failing to complete the mission. Timmy, oh no. It's Auntie Sparky. The anti-fairy version of Sparky. Auntie Sparky, Australian accent. That's right mates, and now I'm going to kill you all. So this is a prime example of man's best friend turning into man's worst enemy. Wanda, that's right. Foop sent Auntie Sparky to replace Sparky so he could kill us all. Then we have to stop him after we subdue his master. Volcana put a butterfly net over Auntie Sparky. Volcana, to the trapped Auntie Sparky, stay here, FIDO. We'll be back for you as soon as we're done with Mortman. That's weird. I didn't think butterfly nets would work on anti-fairies. Wanda, anti-fairies and fairies are very similar in terms of power and version JD. Me, this is very useful knowledge. Let's get him. We went at Mr. Mortman. I punched him in the face and kicked him in the face. Lucy Dark, I've had it with you Mortman. Nanomachine Krusnik 05, power output 80% activate. Then a massive blast of powerful lightning exploded out and we saw Lucy Dark sprout pitch black angel wings that were darker than the night. Her eyes were glowing red like blood and her fangs were razor sharp and she had a red sword made of pure blood in her hand and she had a tremendous level of electricity surging through her wings. The amount of electricity surging through them was mind-boggling. It was surging with 600 teravolts of electricity and her hair was waving around. Me? Whoa. Lucy, your power is unbelievable. Lilith Saul, I had no idea she was a Krusnik. Me? None of us did. Nico, unbelievable. So this is the power of a Krusnik. Lucy Dark, that's right. My power is immensely powerful in this form. Lilith Saul, amazing. Me, she's a Krusnik like you are and we met in the 32nd century. Nico, I remember you told me about that JD. That was incredible. Me, I know. Mr. Mortman, what the hell are you brat? Lucy Dark, I am something far more deadly. I am a Krusnik. A vampire that feeds on the blood of vampires. Shall we dance? Lucy Dark channeled a tremendous amount of lightning into her sword and she went at Mr. Mortman and slashed his left eye off and fired a massive blast of lightning at him and it had a tremendous amount of high voltage with enough power to overload the entire power grid. The whole city went completely black from a blackout. Lainey entangled Mr. Mortman in vines and slammed him into the ground. We punched and smashed him all over the place and Lucy Dark slashed him in the leg and electrocuted him. Mr. Mortman, you little bastards. Spider-Man, webs up his mouth. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? If you even have a mother? Me, time to finish you for good Mortman. Combo and final smash time. Red alert, right. Red alert turned into Cybertron Red alert. Red alert, cyber key power. The Autobot cyber planet key went into his missile and it turned it into a massive plasma cannon. Raphael, let's get this ugly monster. Earth cyber key power. The Earth cyber planet key went into his right arm device and his Cetus were generating a tremendous amount of red lightning. Red alert and Raphael, super plasma firestorm burst. Red alert fired a massive plasma blast and Raphael did the same with his Cetus and they hit Mr. Mortman and exploded. Crab Lincoln, let's see you handle an electric charge of powerful proportions. Lucy, let's get him. Lucy Dark, you got it Lincoln. Lucy Dark and Lincoln fired a massive blast of lightning into the sky. Lucy Dark and Lincoln, Saturn Super Lightning Electric Storm. The blasts combined and the clouds turned into those of Saturn and the lightning was far more powerful than Earth's and the thunder was incredibly loud. It was striking Mr. Mortman at a ferocious level and it was so powerful. Me, that was unbelievable. Nico, it sure is. I never knew that Saturn lightning was that powerful. Lily, it's so wicked awesome. Edzilla, Ed smash Librarian. Stomps on Mortman. Nico, let me try one. Autobot cyber key power. The Autobot cyber planet key went into Nico's right arm and out came Cybertron Scattershot's arm missile blasters and more missile blasters popped out. Cybertron Scattershot, let's tear this guy apart Nico. Cyber key power. The Autobot cyber planet key went into his back and the same thing happened to him. Nico and Cybertron Scattershot, super missile firestorm shower. They both fired a massive barrage of missiles and they hit Mr. Mortman and exploded. Crab Armada Cyclonus, let's get this Claude. Cyber key power. The Decepticon cyber planet key went into Cyclonus's back and it enhanced his blaster power 100-fold and more blasters came out. Demolisher, let's do it. Cyber key power. The Decepticon cyber planet key went into Demolisher's back and it enhanced his blasters and missiles 100-fold, and more blasters and missiles popped out. Armada Cyclonus and Armada Demolisher, Decepticon Firestorm surprise. Cyclonus and Demolisher fired numerous lasers and missiles and they hit Mr. Mortman and exploded. Crab Volcana, time for some final smash power. Firestorm Tsunami Strike. Volcana fired a massive blast of fire that turned into a massive wave of pure fire and it slammed into Mr. Mortman and burned him. Rukia, I've always wanted to try this. Spirit Storm Strike. Rukia fired a massive barrage of ghosts and spirits at Mr. Mortman and they slammed into him and exploded. Kraboom. Boom. 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 Me, that was awesome. Wild Rider, I've got a nasty surprise for you. Lubricates on Mortman. Nico, laughs. Now that's funny. Lucy Dark, this is gonna be amazing. Lightning Angel Death Strike. Lucy Dark fired a massive blast of lightning at Mr. Mortman from her sword and it slammed into him and electrocuted him all over. He was badly burned all over the place. Me, I hope your parents like their meat well done. Lucy Dark, I have a feeling they will. Lucy Dark walked up to Mr. Mortman and she had her sword pointed at his ugly head. Lucy Dark, if it were up to me, JD and the others would kill you right now. But, my parents would like to finish what they started. Me, first let's get rid of his little pet. Rave, you'll need this. I take one of his Cetus and slash my wrist and coat the blade in my poisonous blood. Rave, thanks dude. Volcano lifted the net and he was running away. Rave is about to throw his Cetus at a fleeing anti-Sparky. Leo, you sure you can kill anti-Sparky with one psi throw? Rave? Rave, Leo, just watch me. Throws a psi at the bad dog. It skewered him through his black heart and killed him in an instant. Me, that's it for that bad dog. Timmy, good riddance. Nico, anti-Sparky, you have failed this world. Me, and Mr. Mortman has failed this city. We laughed. Back at the Dark's house we saw Mr. and Mrs. Dark turn into an ogre and a werewolf and they ripped apart Mr. Mortman and killed him. They ate him for dinner. Me, yuck. Lucy Dark, I know. But you get used to it. Besides, now he will never torment anyone ever again. Nico, no he won't, and during the battle, I caught a car Acosta and Archeops. Me, nice job man. Rukia, it was so cool doing a final smash with you guys. Me, I'm glad you had fun Rukia. Sakura Avalon, it scared me, but it was rather really neat. Me, yeah. Lucy Dark, to the viewers, evil monsters better watch out. Team Loud Phoenix Storm is gonna be coming for all of you. Me, you said it Lucy. And I'm very proud of you for destroying him. Lucy Dark, thanks JD. Maria, to Raimundo, thanks for letting me use the Ring of 9 Dragons. But I don't think I'll be needing it again. Maria handed it back to him. Raimundo, you're welcome Maria. I'm glad it came in handy. We later went back home. Lucy Dark was now inducted into the Goosebumps Monster Busters and it was awesome. Another anti-fairy was destroyed. But the war with anti-fairy world is just around the corner. We have 39 days left until September 13th and the war will begin. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete and another Goosebumps monster and anti-fairy destroyed. Mr. Mortman from Goosebumps was the first ever monster I remember seeing back when I was a kid, and he was the ugliest one I remember seeing. His face was so ugly that it gave me nightmares. I wanted to add Rukia from Bleach to add some excitement. We'll meet more members of the Soul Society down the way. The next Clow card is the Watery card. The second of the 4 elements. Nico-chan 11 gave me the ideas for this one. Thanks man as usual. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.